Now that the controversial John Doe investigation in Milwaukee is over, Republicans in the legislature are working to reform that law. One of their biggest concerns involves the secrecy component. People being investigated were given gag orders and couldn't talk about the investigation, even to defend themselves. Meanwhile, details of the investigation were being leaked to the media.
There were regular leaks in this to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. They have like a steady stream of information coming their way over the course of this investigation, so-called secret investigation.
The Assembly Judiciary Committee debated a bill on Thursday that would make several changes to the John Doe law, including a provision that would allow individuals being investigated to speak publicly about it and defend themselves.
The secrecy of these investigations and the denial of the First Amendment rights of the defendants that are involved seems to fly in the face of that wide public disclosure. Why doesn't that apply to the person who's trying to defend themselves?
Count how many times Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel has had on the front page, this politician is being charged or this person is being charged, and they haven't been. That's the thing that's frustrating to me. When you're under one of these investigations, you do not have the right to say anything. And for some reason, the press seems to talk about it.
Representative Kerkman said information wasn't just being leaked to the media, but that at least one Democrat senator also seemed to be privy to secret details.
Back in 2011, I was at a meeting with Senator Wirch in my area, not in my district, but in my area, in the city of Kenosha. It was interesting. Bob seemed to know things about a John Doe that nobody was supposed to know about. We were at a meeting, and he said, Governor Walker is going to be arrested and being charged, and the list of things that he knew that never happened. But how does one of my colleagues know that there's a John Doe going on, first off, and that Governor Walker is going to be arrested and charged? I mean, to me, this John Doe secrecy, I didn't know anything about it and those details. I mean, yes, it already made it in the newspaper, but specifics that the senator seemed to know before any of us. At that time, I kind of questioned the district attorney in Milwaukee County. Here I am at a meeting with the AAUW women in Kenosha, and how did Senator Wirch know about the John Doe investigation?
Even Representative Gary Hebel, a Democrat, said that incident should be criminally investigated.
But there were certainly accusations that were flying all over, and my guess is that that senator more likely was just making some assumptions based on press coverage. If in fact there was leaking, I would want that prosecuted to the full extent of the law. That clearly is a violation of the John Doe process, and if you were presumed, I'd want to know what the source is, and I would want that prosecuted, because frankly that's wrong, and that's where, if it occurs, the John Doe process breaks down.
But ultimately, Democrats on the committee fought to keep the John Doe law just the way it is.
The process we've had with John Doe that's been around since 1836 and used very seldomly, but when it is used, has been very effective. We're losing that tool.
The John Doe reform bill passed out of committee. The next stop is the Assembly floor. For the McIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.